Hello guys, here we are, the Team Catori with our game Catori. My name is Oliver, and in this video we try to explain what Catori is, and it's basically something like a dev talk where we talk about what we did, why we did it, and what the game is. Okay, here you have Catori. Catori is a 3D platformer with collectathon aspects, and it's, as you can see in the cutscene, a story-driven game. Collectathons are games like Banjo-Kazooie or Ahead in Time, a more recent one. And you basically jump and run around the world, collect certain items, and after you have everything collected, you basically won the game. Okay, so that's our game. Let's start with our main character, Catori. Our lead artist will tell you some things about her and her Will-O-Wisp partner, Alo.
Yes, so I'm Vanessa, and as Oliver said, I'm the lead artist from this project, and I'll tell you a bit about Catori. Well, you see, she's a little girl. We kind of were inspired by Native American mythology and looks and styles, but we didn't design the whole world real with this in mind. We kind of designed the whole story and the hero and our villain that you already saw, Toto, the trickster. After the hero's journey from Christopher Folkwell with the 7 archetypes, and we choose the trickster as one of them, and he was inspired by a fox kind of like creature, as you might saw in the mask he kind of has. And yeah, but we had kind of a lot of different sources of inspiration. And Alo, her Will-O-Wisp friend, was kind of we wanted somebody to guide Catori along her journey and help her with all kind of stuff. And this also kind of you can see it in the gameplay, which we will be talking a bit later about.
Alright, then let's jump into the game. So these are our main collectibles, the totems. These are basically for something else in the game, where you collect some stories, which another NPC will tell you. And yeah, basic movement options. You can jump, as Alo tells you in this first level. You can jump, you can double jump. Depending on how hard you press the button, you can do a short jump or high jump. Yeah, that's basically the jump. And the more you progress in the level, the more mechanics you will unlock, in which the game will progress. Yeah. Okay, Jan, will you tell a bit about the jump and what's special about it? Jan is our lead programmer.
So we first tried to make the jump really physically correct, but we noticed that it didn't really feel good when you played with a physical correct jump. So we looked it up, and so we noticed that you don't really want a physical correct jump. We replaced it with jump that is having a force until you stop pressing the button. Then you have a short peak time where the force is reduced, and then the gravity starts to kick in again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the jump. Let's go to our next mechanic. This is a basic dash, which you find, for example, in Ahead in Time. Basically, you press the RB button, and it lets Catori slide a bit in the ground, or in the air. Combined with the double jump, you can progress, go pretty far. Yeah. Yeah. I designed this level, so the first level is basically introduction to all mechanics. So you can see this ramp there is basically designed so it helps you go over there. And after you master this, you see there are a lot of totems, and it lets you just jump and dash around to get conformed with the controls. And even if you fail, it's not a big problem, because even if you fall down, there's this fog which respawns you on a certain position. So you can try as much as you want. Okay, we have the totems, we have the dash, we have the jump. Let's look to this other collectible. We have many more collectibles. One of these is the Lawberry, which as the name tells you, or Elio tells you it's about the history of this realm. So if you open the menu and press the RB button, you get to our wonderful designed main menu. It allows you to see how many totems you've collected, how many notes you've collected, and tells you a bit about the story of this realm. And in the other levels there are many more lawberries, so if you are collecting every lawberry, it will tell you a lot about this game's lore. Yeah, okay, let's jump to the next mechanic. So here we have the next mechanic. Elo tells you about it, and our first enemies. So the chef are the basic minions of the trickster here, and serve the purpose to be annoyance for Catori. So has not everything fine in this world, and therefore she has to defend herself with a basic attack. So, and as you might hear it, the music changed depending on how close she gets to this chef. So our audio designer Anna will tell you a bit about why she did this. So.
Yeah, hi, I'm Anna and I made the sound design and the music for Catori. First of all, I worked in F mode, a project especially for game audio. And because of the Native American style of the game, I decided to use a lot of typical harmonic and percussion instruments, such as the pan flute or several drums and shakers. I started to create an individual main theme for each level, and to transmit auditive information to the player, I created parameters like enemy or health that change the main theme by replacing instruments and sounds. So for example, the parameter enemy switches from 0 to 1 when the zephyrs are close to Catori, and the music changes and gets more percussive. The concept of each level is the same, but the music is always different.
Yeah, as you can also hear is, depending on which material Catori is running or walking, the footsteps also change from a grassy theme to a more groundy theme. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Then we go to our next game mechanic, which is also our main mechanic in the game. It's the crumble jump, as we call it. So you have the option to throw Elo in a certain direction. You can aim it, and as Elo tells you, he's going to place little crumbles, which basically resets your jump. So you can jump a second time while you being near these crumbles. Let me demonstrate it for you. So you switch in this first person mode, and you can look around, and if you press the button again, you shoot Elo basically. And while he's flying, he shoots out these crumbles, and near the crumbles you will see they react with you. And if you jump again, boink, boink, and boink. This allows Catori to gain a lot of height, and basically all our levels are designed around it. So you use Elo to get around the level, around heights, and yeah, basically our philosophy for this game was that the player creates his own way or his own level, so he can play how he wants. The tutorial is designed to be more linear, so the player doesn't get confused with too many new stuff, and he cannot find a way. So yeah, so that's basically our tutorial, our first level, with every important game element. And at the end of this first level, you get to these certain portals and find our first real collectible, the notes. So the notes are basically this is what Catori must collect to end the game and continue her journey. So when she found her note, she claps with Elo, and when she gets through the portal, she comes to the hub, and the hub is our hub point for next levels. Alright, so here we are in our hub. It's a pretty small level, but the only purpose for it is to let you go to the first level, to our second level, or to our third level. As you can see, you the third level portal is here, but it's not active right now because it didn't have the node right now. So we go to our second level, the Mato Village. Okay, so this is our Mato. This is basically the first real open world-y level. It's designed to really let players play around with the crumble jump. It's not as linear as the first level. And yeah, Vani, will you talk about the environment a bit? Why is this level so dark?
Well, first of all, we have this tremendous tree around here, which you kind of cannot unsee. So we're in the forest, and we decided to not only have the Zephyrs and the Trickster as NPCs in this world, we wanted something more friendly and heartwarming and nice. So we created a tribe, a really nature-loving, ancient kind of like ancient tribe in this forest. You kind of explore and get to know, which are afraid of the dark. That's why you kind of have these lights, and we said, okay, we want a night level so we can really play with this feeling of where it's dark and where it's light and kind of guide the player through it all.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go this way and look what's on the end of it. So, as you might see, there is one of these creatures that we talked about, and it looks like he's in danger, so we are good, responsible players, so we try to help him.
Let's go to the rescue.
Alright, alright, this is our Mato Shaman. So these are the NPCs which you can talk to in this level, and he's one of the most important ones because he will do a lot for you, as you can see, but he really needs your help, so we have to help him first, so you can help us. It's basically one hand washes the other. Okay, yeah, here are the quest pop-ups. Find the staff and bring it back to the village, so the player knows what to do. Okay, so I designed this level so it's pretty easy for the player to go around in this level and see where something could be. As you might see in the distance, there is already one light platform. There could be one of these creatures, but we will go there anyway. But first, let's get our stuff for the shaman. So these chefs really like this stuff, so let's beat them up, like shoot, and we found the stuff. Pretty basic, pretty easy. So we go back to the shaman and let's see what he can do for us. And maybe he has some new fancy mechanics for us. Oh, yeah, as well you can hear that the shaman talks in a weird way, but it's, yeah. Anna, will you talk about it a bit? How did you do this?
So all the characters are made by my own, so with my voice. It's actually pretty funny to record your own voice and edit it so it becomes different character. As you could hear when the shaman is speaking, there's another music also. I made another music theme especially for the shaman because yeah, it's so, there's so much sound when he's speaking, so there need to be a calm music. And yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and as you already could see, he spawned some platforms for us, but these are very weird looking platforms. Jan, do you know what these platforms are?
Yeah, we wanted to have something like illusions in this world. So basically, Ollie, can you show it?
Yep.
We have a mechanic where we can make the illusion not transparent anymore, so you can stand on top of it, for example. And well, let's wait until you.
Until I can show it, yeah. So the shaman tells basically the same that Jan just did for us, and he wants us to look for the 5 missing Matos, which are basically the creatures of this tribe. And to do this, we need these platforms that he spawned for us, and of course the illusion. So yeah, find the 5 missing Matos and come back. Yeah, these platforms these rocks I placed so the player could try the new mechanic out, which is this fancy bubble here. So everything in radius of this bubble gets either transparent and you can walk through, or the opposite. These things you can walk through right now. If you do this, you can stand on it. And that's the main design choice of this level, that you use Halo because he can do this as well. During the flight, he can spawn this bubble. And with this mechanic, you could spawn platforms and do basic platforming with it. So as you can see, there's one Matto. If the tree wouldn't be in the way. So yeah, there's one Matto. Let's try to get to him. So these platforms weren't before here, so if you try to go through them, you fall through. But if you use the bubble, bloop, you can see we can stand on it. But it's on the timer, and you can only have one bubble at a time. So if I do this and make the bubble, I fall through. So the player must think about when and where he spawns this bubble. Okay, let's try to get to the first bottle. So I tried to please the game for everyone, so there's a simple way and a much harder way, depending on what the player wants to do. So if you can try, you could do this more lenient way, which is basically way harder because he must jump on every of these crumbles, and if he doesn't press the button, he falls through. So it could be frustrating, but I tried to make it fun for everyone. So if the player doesn't feel good about it, so that he could do it, he can just do this, go to the easier platforms, and jump through, do this, maybe a dash, and now you have the safety platform. So you don't have to think about where to place the bubble or when to place the bubble, because you see this platform is already transparent, so it's better to just do this in a calm manner, so the player doesn't have to fear that he falls down. So now he must be a bit fast. He could, for example, use the quick shot, which is in a more straight way, which Jan could also explain. But first, let me tell about the Mattos. So you can already hear, you could hear how he talks. This is what Anna explained previously. And yeah, so that's how this level basically works. You jump from tree to tree. Try to look for these Mattos. I designed the level so that when you are on one of these platforms, you can see at least one Matto. Or here you see, here's the next one, and the player can choose where he wants to go. He could go this way on this tree branch to go to this Matto, or he could go to this Matto, tries to go this way. Yeah, and then you will do this until you've got all 5 Mattos, and this will allow the player to go to the next level. Yeah. So, I've got all 5 Mattos. I won't show you this in this video because you should find them yourself, so I won't spoil anything. But to show you some more stuff about the shaman, I collected them off screen. So, we found all 5 Mattos. I will tell you, yeah, thank you for your help. And he gives us the note for this level. So, he collected, and you might ask, where is the shaman right now? Okay. He is in his village above you. So while I try to get up, Jan, will you explain how this quick shot functions?
Yeah, sure. So first we implemented only a manual Halo shot. You can show us, Ollie?
Yeah.
So you see that the aiming is stopping you from loading gameplay. So during our gameplay, doing some playtesting, some guy, I don't really know who it was, told us that a quicker version of the shot would be kind of cool because it wouldn't stop you from the flow we wanted. And so we implemented a quick shot where it simply shoots in the direction where Catori looks right now. So you can simply run around and shoot it when you need it. That's basically it.
Yeah, so basically you have a way to be more fluent in your movement. So you can do it as fast as you can do, so it allows for fluid movement. Yeah. Okay. So what I wanted to show you right now is that the shaman is here on this platform and he waits for you. And depending on how many totems you collected, he will tell you different stories about this world. So I won't show you the first story because you should hear it yourself. But yeah, I have 81, so he would tell me something. But maybe you will find out yourself. Alright, so we have our first level, our Matu village. So let's go to the last level for a short sneak peek. Okay, these are the ruins or the labyrinth. So I wanted to design a level which is much more calmer than the other levels. So the pacing is basically the first you get the mechanics, second you can play around with it, and first you can hear about the story and have a much quieter level. So Mani, how is this level about the story?
Yeah, well, we kind of like a story-driven. We said we have a story-driven game, so kind of like Alo knows something about this place and kind of like it feels familiar for him, and he also explains you the core mechanic of the game to enlighten these fire pits he just is about to explain.
Yeah. So in this labyrinth, you have to find all 5 of these fire pits and enlighten them. So, as you can see, it's pretty hard to see in this level because it's very foggy. You cannot jump over this level because the fog will spin you out again. So the player really must go around and look for himself. But I wanted to include these illusions again, because on the other side you can jump over these pits with the illusions, or you can get some shortcuts with it. If you remember, these fireflies are around illusions, so if you press a bubble here, you can walk straight through it, which is pretty awesome in such a labyrinth, which will lead you to this fire pit. Yeah, so the music, as you can hear, is very, very calm here. And Anna will talk about a bit.
Yeah, the music here is a bit calm because I think this level is very mystic, and so it fits, I think. And maybe to say something to the sound design, I recorded them at home with the Rode NT5 mic, and I used everything, not just natural materials for the footsteps. I really used everything I could find in the house to record extraordinary sounds. And you also can hear atmo, so forest moods. I recorded 10 different forest atmospheres, what was really difficult because of all the planes, cars, dogs, kids, and so on. But I think in the end there are some nice forest moods.
Yeah, sure. I really think the music is really great in this game, so I hope you can enjoy it when you play it. So that's basically everything to the game, because we do not want to tell you everything about it. But I hope you will play it. It will release pretty soon.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, actually, yeah. So yeah, I hope this sneak peek is a really good way to show you the game. And if you have questions, you can go to our Instagram, to our Twitter, or we post a link to our portfolio for it, so you can see everything you want about it and ask us questions if you want to know more about this game. So thank you very much, and we hope to get in contact with you. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.